here with Peep magazine, and we're here at Vision Health and Fitness with Ryan Roddy as he's getting put through his paces in the build-up to his big fight this Saturday. Ryan, talking off camera before, it's been an injury-free camp, which is unusual. How are you feeling?
I feel excellent, yeah, I feel great. Injury-free camps are what you're looking for, and this is my first one.
It's a rarity,
so it's a rarity, yeah. I think I'm just getting smarter on how to train and resting and stretching, getting massage and all that sort of thing, yeah. So it's all added up.
Always good to get a bit extra massage in there as well. Yeah. So obviously we spoke about five weeks ago or so when it was told to start the camp.
Yeah.
So it's come around pretty quick. Do you want to tell us about your opponent and the fight, where it's at, and what the plans are beyond? It's obviously not looking past the fight, but it could be a potential door opener, this one.
Definitely, yeah. I'm fighting Chris Fishgold, who's 10-1. He fights out of Liverpool. And he's had a good success in the UK scene. He's also fought abroad in Taiwan, I think, as well. And he's well known, so it's a good fight for me and him, I think, because either way it could open up big doors for both of us. So we've had a 12-week camp, so was he. So we both knew about each other. It's one of those times when we knew about each other the whole time. So we've had 12 weeks to prepare for each other. So he's planned for me, I planned for him. So that's exciting, you know, when you get to go and see if your plans have been the right ones, you know. So
and obviously with the stand-up work, you've been working with Clauzel for a while now, and I've been getting rave reviews. Obviously speaking to Mark at the weekend there is one of the reasons why we did the follow-up here. He's just been so impressed with how you've been coming on. How have you been finding the sessions?
Probably the biggest thing that's helped me this camp has just been here twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, and you're talking 10, 15, 20 rounds at a time, pads, and there's not many breaks for water, you know. Every now and then, maybe twice you'll get a break for water, and that's hard in and of itself. But Mark's good at picking up the small details, you know, which other people might leave, you know, they might just forget about them, but he's watching you at all times, you know, constantly picking at you and like stopping you. The rest is him stopping you to say this is wrong or that's right. And you know, when he's saying less and less coming up to the last 2 weeks, which is a good sign, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? So he hasn't as much to say as usual.
Yeah, it's like, you're criticising us for it. I think, no, but it's at the right time you need that, otherwise you can pick up the bad habits and you don't want to be taking those into the fight. Yeah,
the good thing is I was making, you know, a few sort of broad mistakes at the start with my stance and with a few different things, and we just worked on those things, you know, a couple of simple things, but over the course of the camp and my sparring, I just slowly started to see progress every week on the same items. And then when I got to the end of the camp, like now, it's all paid off. It's all natural now. It's subconscious as opposed to conscious effort, which is what you want.
So it's all about the road to the UFC. That's what we talked about last time. It's a matter of why do anything if you're not going to aim for the very top. Now, when did this road start? Because the road isn't finished yet, but it could be coming towards at least the destination of what you've been aiming towards.
Could be. I'm not really thinking too much about that.
Yeah.
Started whenever I was 16, like 15 really, and I seen my first event, first UFC event on TV, and I thought it was insane at the time. I didn't see anything like it. And then it wasn't long after that my mother actually, she knew I was into martial arts and training and stuff, and her friend, a guy called Emma McNally, had a gym, and it was right next to our house. It was just a garage with no sign on it, so you didn't know there was actually a gym there.
Walking distance?
Yeah, within like, I'm talking 200 metres. And it was one of the first gyms in the country, you know, one of the very, very early gyms in Ireland. So just a little garage, just a 2-bed garage, you know.
It's like Providence, that more than luck, isn't it?
Yeah, there's something about that. So I started training, and then the first night I was hooked. I watched the first session, and then that was me after that. And everything after that just ended up geared towards MMA.
So this Saturday, obviously Chris Fishgold, where the venue, the event, what's the details? Because there's going to be some guys who would probably want to be down there who don't know the details as of yet. So
yeah, so the venue is a marquee for the Rugby World Cup, which is just outside St James's Park in Corporation Street. Should be easy enough to find if you head up to St James's Park. It'll
be the marquee looking place.
Yeah, the marquee looking place. Not many, is there? Yeah, and it starts at 6:15. I'm on second last, so I think I'll be on somewhere between 9 and 10. Yeah, so that's the main detail. Yeah, get yourself down.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
And then after this, we'll certainly do a follow-up, and hopefully, no, I'm sure it's going to be a positive one.
Positive one, yeah.
But in the meantime, I'll see you there on the night. Ryan Roddy, watch this man. He's got a bright future. Hi, Phil Lindsay here from Peep magazine. Here at Vision Health and Fitness with Clauzel. Just been talking to Ryan Roddy ahead of his fight this Saturday. obviously you've been putting through his paces on the mainly on the stand up the boxing side of things, and we've already talked about it, but you've been massively impressed with how he's come on with this, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, he's improving every single session, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and watching Ryan when he's been filming the sparring and bringing him back in here from where he was to where he is now, in the way that he's dominating and dealing with them on his sort of stand-up side of it is pretty impressive. And you know, he's been for a year and he's had a good move around with you know, Baz and some of the other pros as well, and some of the top amateurs, and he's more than holding his own, you know. And he's actually put a couple of them on the backside, hitting them with some body shots that we've been developing. So yeah, I'm really impressed with how he's working on stuff. But it's adapting not just going like this is the style of boxing. It's adapting the style to suit Ryan's style, and the fact that, you know, people are going for the takedowns to the legs. We've got the low kicks and that whole side of it as well. So adapting that range of movement to sort of fit in with that, so we're not leaving him heavy, so to speak, on his feet and vulnerable for that to happen. Yeah.
Now he's fighting this Saturday. You obviously saying the improvements with each session. When I was talking to Ryan, he was mentioning there was a few like wider mistakes he was making at first that you managed to correct, and then it's been more of a fine-tuning thing since then.
Yeah, well, it's more of just been myself and Joe had a good look at Chris Fishgold, and we're looking at not just from a stand-up and a boxing perspective, but looking at it from, you know, how he's breathing, how he's moving, why he does what he does, and, you know, he's very effective at a couple of things. So, you know, we're working on a game plan to correct and, you know, make those things into an advantage for Ryan.
Yes.
And capitalise on what we're doing. I'm not going to give too much away.
No. I was conscious of the body shots before. I was thinking...
Nah, don't worry about that. They'll go in at some point, so it's bound to happen. But, you know, what we're working on with him for this, I'm pretty excited, because if Ryan can follow through and execute this game plan, I think there's going to be a lot of shocked people on that night. You know, I'm not making any predictions or anything like that, but I'm very confident. Ryan's very confident, you know. I'm sure you know, the whole rest of his team on the sort of in the ground are very confident in him for Saturday night.
And obviously with combat sports, it's probably more often than not you're going to pick up some sort of injury in the build-up and things like that. But this time round, it's been injury-free. It's one of those dream situations for the biggest fight of your career so far. No. It's positive thinking. I'm sending it into the mic, into the camera, and across to Ryan over there.
Yeah, he's been great. You know, we've not had to worry about anything, because I think he got in preparation nice and early, and didn't leave anything sort of to a last minute. You know, he got no sparring nice and early. His training was nice and early, and when he got there, I mean, just last Saturday we pushed through a really hard one. We did 10-5 straight through on the pads, and what a pace! I mean, I'll be surprised if we threw less than 300 punches around.
I couldn't do 1-3.
But yeah, 10-5s, you know, and that was a hell of a pace there. So, see if anybody, I mean, it's not just the whole thing, you know, his whole body condition as well. You know, he's not cramping up, he's not getting tired and all the rest of it as he goes through. He's getting stronger as the rounds go on as well. So, you know, that's great. And I'm really excited for Saturday night, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can't wait myself. Now, obviously, that's this Saturday. Just touching back, obviously, with your multi-combat sport yourself there with all the different people. That was you had Michael Dixon fighting on Saturday night. It was a tough. Actually, you got to go and get this. We'll call it a day on that one. We'll follow up shortly. Bye bye.